Now, let's get started. I am really excited about sharing this presentation with you because it is a presentation that is near and dear to my heart about nourishing plant-based children from birth through adolescence. And I have to tell you that my writing partner of the book Nourish, Dr. Reshma Shah, and myself, really saw a hole in the literature. There really wasn't anything that covered thoroughly plant-based families. And so what I'm doing with you today is to provide for you this, a lot of the information that we provide in this book. And I hope that it will be of value to you and your family. So a quick outline, we're going to start by talking a little bit about why plant-based. We'll talk about the safety and adequacy of plant-based diets for children, 4 core concepts of feeding children. Then we'll look at considerations at various stages of growth. So infants, toddlers, children, and teens. And then we'll wrap up by discussing some of the potential nutrition shortfalls and how you avoid those. So let's start with why plant-based. Well, the answer is very simple. Plant-based is healthy, sustainable, and humane. And so we're going to dive a little more deeply into each of these aspects of plant-based nutrition for children. So first, looking at the aspect of healthy. So when it comes to nutrition and health, we know that the food we eat is so critical to our well-being. It is necessary for optimal growth and development of children, of course. Food, we all know, is our fuel. But what fewer people recognize is it's also the raw materials that we need to build and repair every cell of our body. The link between diet and disease is very strong. Poor nutrition is linked to 70% of deaths globally, 90% of type 2 diabetes, 80% of heart disease, and about 30 to 70% of cancers. And it is poor diet is the #1 cause of death in America and globally. So you can see here from the US Burden of Disease collaborations, it's at the very top of the chart. And among consumers, there is tremendous confusion and controversy about what diet really is best for human health. But the good news is that among medical professionals, among nutrition experts, among the leading health organizations on the planet, there is tremendous agreement. And whether we're looking at, national dietary guidelines, World Health Organization guidelines, nutrition organizations, pediatric and medical organizations, universities, what we see consistently is there is broad consensus on dietary risk factors. We know overconsumption of calories increases risk of disease. We know low intake of high fiber plant foods increases risk of disease, like fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. We need to be increasing our intake of these things. High intakes of foods with added fat, sugar, and salt increase risk of disease. High intake of refined carbohydrates, of sweet beverages, of red and processed meat, of deep fried and fast foods. On these issues, there is no debate. And in a nutshell, what we're saying is we need to be eating mostly whole plant foods. We need to minimize our intakes of highly refined foods and animal products. And to me, the acid test is just simply to look at the healthiest, longest lived people on the planet. And of course, we're talking about the people of the blue zones, people from Loma Linda, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, Okinawa, Japan. People in the blue zones have extended, healthy lifespan. And some lifestyle practices are unique to each blue zone. Some are shared by 2 or more blue zones, as you can see in this Venn diagram. But there are certain lifestyle practices that are common to every single blue zone. And these are that they have very strong families. They're socially engaged. They do constant moderate physical activity. They tend not to smoke. And where diet is concerned, there's 2 factors. They all eat plant-based diets, and they all consume legumes as a dietary staple. There are so many advantages to health advantages to plant-based diets. They improve mortality and longevity. They reduce overweight and obesity. Plant-based diets are associated with lower rates of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, hypertension, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, cataracts, gastrointestinal disorders, and gout, to name a few. Experts consistently agree that the dietary patterns that are best for human health maximize whole plant foods and minimize highly processed foods and animal products.